Hey everybody, it's Jamie and welcome to Geeked Out Basketball's Dev Diary number 24, where today we're going to play a tournament game. And as usual, thanks so much for joining us for this Dev Diary series, because here at Geeked Out Basketball, we are building the world's best deep tactical basketball simulation game. It's Football Manager for basketball, because hardcore basketball sim gamers like all of you, you need your game too. And without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, today is going to be pretty straightforward. Honestly, like the title says, this is a tournament game, which I'm going to do. I'm going to play a tournament, but we are now into the just final week of testing before we launch the alpha next week. So this is also going to really be me, testing along with the team who's testing things. So we got all of our live updates in. It's really exciting. We have uptime monitoring, we have error tracking, bug tracking. We have all the analytics in play. Everything, the site is wired, the experience is wired. Now it's just a matter of battle testing everything before it goes live to all of you, so you don't have a super frustrating experience. And then also, I can't help myself. I may update a couple quality of life things before we go live. Otherwise, what you see is going to be pretty much what you get. So I'm just going to play a tournament game, stream of consciousness, this thing. If you want to watch it, that would be great. And again, as a reminder, we're going to be launching the alpha next week. We're going to have 20 testers. So if you want to be one of our 20 testers of the alpha and you haven't registered yet, there's a link in the description below. It's gobalpha.com. And then there's also a link to our Discord below where you can chat with me directly. But let's jump right in. So I'm going to jump into the game alpha. And so a few updates here again. Everything with this design is not there. We're building functionality, but once you create your account and play some games, if you have existing tournaments or franchises, those will be loaded here, and you can go back and play those. They'll be saved. I'll talk about like what's happening with saves and everything, like the cadence with saving when you play. But I'm going to start a new tournament just for the heck of it. Yes, I'm fine with that. I'm going to choose Morristown. And here we go. So it looks like I am the 2 seed and I'm paired against Little York. Interesting. So let's take a look at, first of all, let's take a look at my team. So again, when you play tournament mode, you're going to just get randomly assigned a random range of team attributes like you had, played an entire season. I actually lucked out here. Everything is positive in that -10 to 10 scale. And it looks like my strongest, I've got strong offense execution and I've got strong press trap execution. And then my team has a lot of fight. Shooting, i.e. scoring, is my lowest. And then down here, my press trap breaks are a weakness. I have pretty decent team chemistry at 19. And then my fast break defense is pretty positive as well with 2 pluses. Let's take a look at my opponent. Let's take a look at Little York. Yeah, okay, I've got significantly better team attributes. They also have good fight. Their team chemistry is in a bad place. They have good press trap breaks. Their fast break defense, not so much. So I might want to dial up fast breaks. And then their ability to fast break is kind of struggling as well. That's their fast break execution. Okay. From a team attribute standpoint, I should be sitting in a good place, but let's also do this. I'm going to set my game plan for this. I'm going to not full court press, and I'm going to do a little bit of half court traps, only because I don't want to overly fatigue my players. I'm going to dial up fast breaks a bit more because Little York had a poor fast break defense value. And then I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to dial up motion and zone defense as the defaults, and then manually set play calls, set plays, and man defense via the play call center when I want to do that. And because I'm playing with Morristown, whose best player is my center, Carlton Bonner, I'm going to lean more into inside plays. We'll keep aggression at normal, and I'm actually going to get back on D a bit more than crash the boards to defend against their fast breaks. So let's do a save game plan. Perfect. And then let's set my plays, my playbook. I'm going to do the standard plus shooting guard playbook. I'm going to have to give you guys a bit, we're trying to clean up these playbook settings a little bit. to make them more intuitive for the alpha. Regardless, I'm going to have to give you all, right before the alpha goes live, probably one more tutorial on playbooks, because from a UI, UX perspective, it's one of the things I'm liking least so far. It's not simple and intuitive like it needs to be. That being said, again, I set all my set plays in the play call center. So I've got those populated with 6 plays down here. And I'm going to actually dial back the 1-3-1 zone to only be 10% of my zone defensive calls. I'm going to go 60% 2-3 zone because Little York is more of a inside team. I know this. I know these teams so well. When you play this, I would suggest scouting your team before you do these settings, scouting your opponent. We'll do 3-2 zone at 30%. And we're going to save the playbooks. And then we're going to go back to the locker room, i.e. the tournament command center. And just so y'all know, if you want to scout your opponent, you come over here to the schedule tab, and then you just click on your opponent's team link. So like, for example, here, Little York, who's playing my team, click on that, and then that brings you to their roster page where you can look at all of their players and all of their attributes and get a sense for that. And then as games start being played, you can also look at their stats for the tournament as well, too. So you can kind of see how they're executing. Okay, let's go back. And let's play the game. So I'm going to sim quarter for each of the first 3 quarters. And then I am going to play the 4th. So let's just kind of do a little bit of a flip-flop here. Play game. And we are going to sim quarter. The sim quarter thing is still there. I've still got that annoying bug where you're going to see it happen here a couple times where it regresses the scores up here to a previous version. We're saving the quarters as they play. We're saving every X number of turns, and there's something that's causing the scoreboard, just from a front end standpoint, to, it seems like it happens 1 to 3 times per quarter when I sim quarter, to where the overall scoreboard is going to regress to a previous state that was saved. It's super annoying. It's not impacting the back end. It's purely a front end display. So that's one of the bugs that we're working on right now. Okay, I'm up 13-5. Great. 3 minutes left. Great, great, great. Okay, they hit a 3-pointer. Maybe Murphy's Law. Maybe that bug will not happen since I caveated that with all of you. It's been happening consistently. Yeah, see, there it was. It's just a quick regression back to 3-3 and to 15-7 before there. So again, like, we're figuring out what that is, but you can kind of see the correct scores persisting on the back end. That's purely a front end display thing. Okay, so it's 21-14. Normally I would be going in adjusting game plan. Actually, I'm going to adjust game plan a little bit. Since I'm winning by 7, I'm going to pull back my aggression a little bit. And I'm going to keep everything else as is for now. So we'll save that. Let's get a lineup in play. The auto set lineup feature too, if you continue to do that, it filters out players who are overly fatigued and are in foul trouble. So if they meet either one of those two, they'll be filtered out of your auto set lineup. And foul trouble is defined based on what quarter. If you have, like, I think 2 fouls in the first quarter, you're in foul trouble. If you have 3 in the second, 4 in the third. And then I think once you hit halfway through the 4th quarter, you're never filtered out for foul trouble at that point, or your players aren't. I want to get Gregory in here, Peter Gregory. So let's do this, and let's flip-flop these 2 and flip-flop these 2, and let's go. And we will sim this quarter up by 7. The colors aren't perfectly either. You know, these should be in the team's primary color, but Derek Smith from Little York should have been on purple there. I gotta tighten that up. Sorry, Probably not the best marketing video for all of you when the founder comes in and like points out every bug. I can't help myself though. Bugs drive me crazy. Absolutely drive me crazy. Okay, we're up by 11. Great. Nice. So this is looking like a promising first round game. Up by 14 points, and I mean, we're getting close to 50 points in the first half. If you can score 100 points in this game, you're doing well. I mean, this is a high school basketball sim. Like, typical scores are going to be around 60. I think 60 to 65 is your average. 60 is really kind of the average, 60 to 62. But yeah, we do base this on men's Division I basketball averages. So I think it's actually closer to 65 to 67 is kind of your average. Okay, we're up 46 to 28. Now, I really want to not get too aggressive in the third quarter. We're going to keep aggression down here. And we're going to pull back on the fast breaks. Even though they seem to be working well, I'm up by 18 points. I'm going to max out getting back on defense. And I like the rest of this. So we'll save the game plan. Go back to the lineup screen. Let's auto set and then see what I need to do. This is looking pretty good. We'll put Thomas at point guard. Keep Nelson at shooting guard. Ali, you see Ali was a 33 rated power forward. These are the player position ratings, but he's a 42 rated small forward. And then these two, I kind of like to do this sometimes, like DeGroot and Castor. I'm not sure if I want to, have DeGroot at power forward and Castor at center or flip-flop them. So one thing I like to do is you see these two combined with their position ratings come up to a 124, whereas here they come up to a 132. So just purely quantitatively, that would tell me play DeGroot at center and Castor at power forward. But then you layer in the fact that I have a higher rated center with this combination. So it's, again, kind of like how you built your game plans. I want Castor at center. I want my best inside defender. And again, if you look, again, I know these guys so well, I have this memorized, and you'll get there, but he's an 8 inside defense and an 8 strength. Whereas DeGroot's a good defender, but just not quite as strong inside. So he's a 7 inside defense and a 5 strength, So let's do this. Let's play a game. We're up by 18. Let's sim the quarter. And these box score stats for the team, we don't have these updating in real time, but they do update after every quarter. So you can kind of see what's going on. Kind of see, like, we're shooting at 69%. Little York shooting at 52%. Not enough free throws in this game. I'm working on that as well, too. And then we have 13 boards and they have 7, so we're significantly out-rebounding them. Okay, we're up by 19, 17. And they hit another 2-pointer. They're closing the gap. Yeah, they see Kevin Nelson just hit a 3-pointer. Feels like we're going to win this one comfortably. Knock on glass, since my desktop is made of glass. Look at that. Alex Thomas got fouled shooting a 3-pointer, so he made three free throws in a row. That's pretty cool. See, there was that little score regression again. Super annoying. I've actually written a script that'll pop out a report for me every time I sim a quarter and download it to my hard drive when I'm in develop mode. Okay. All right, we're up by 18. Now I'm going to play the fourth quarter just for the heck of it. So let's do this. First of all, let's look at game plan. We're going to pull back on aggression. Keep inside up, and I'm going to pull back on fast breaks again and get back on D, max that out. Yep. Let's go back to lineup. And let's auto set my lineup and just see who kind of goes in there. No, I want to get Hawkins in there because he's at 97% and he's my starting point guard. Nobody's in foul trouble. I think I need to do something where you can see players, how many fouls they have down here as well, too. You can't see it until you get them in your lineup. Let's do this. Yeah, Bonner's at 51. Gregory and Jameson are all pretty tired. But I've got Castor, Nelson. This looks like a pretty good lineup. And so because of this, I want to run my offense through my shooting guard. Nelson's my best, or maybe Castor too. You know, I'm going to play around. I'm going to run it through Castor. So let's do this. Run it through my center, which means, again, for this annoying sort of UI, UX for playbooks right now, I need to reset those to the play call center, save it. And let's do this. Let's play the game. And I'm going to play this quarter up by 18. Hopefully nothing breaks. Again, we're testing, right? So I'm catching things that have broken with our live update services. Like we have rate limiting in place. There's been a number of things that we've kind of caught. Oh, they made a steal. Let's do this. Let's get a base post play into Castor. Okay, we're able to call it. Let's see if we can execute it. Yep, they got him the ball, and he missed the post shot. Okay, let's do a pick and roll for Nelson, shooting guard pick and roll. Drives to the basket, like pick and rolls, etc., attack shots, are more inclined to draw fouls. They are the most inclined to draw fouls. Inside shots are the second most inclined to draw fouls. And then outside shots, like three-pointers, are least inclined. Okay, the pick and roll works. Nelson drove. Let's do a pick and roll for my small forward for Ali next time. I like calling plays. I really focus on offense more. I'm going to kind of get a man defense going, though, because I don't like where they're going. I think if I've got the default set to 75% zone unless I'm overriding it, and they're going to start shooting more threes, and so I don't want to be in a zone defense for that. Okay, they dumped it in. And we fouled again. So Hawkins just fouled out. I'm kind of glad y'all saw that. So this is what happens when a player fouls out. Kind of see you can't put him back in the game now. And that's not cool because they're going to cut the lead to 10. Fortunately, I don't have anybody else in foul trouble. I do have a couple tired big guys, but my other big guys are not exactly energized at the moment, so they're going to need to suck it up. So let's do it. And defense matchups, we'll just keep this as it. Let me look real quick. Who's my best outside defender? It's DeGroot, because they've got McBurns in to shoot threes. I'm going to get DeGroot on him. And also, this guy doesn't have any agility, which is DeGroot's biggest drawback. So I'm not worried about McBurns driving to the basket. Also, for those of you who made the comment and asked, we did put player height and weight in the defense matchups as well, too. So you know if you're matching up against guys you want to. We'll keep Thomas on O'Neal. We'll keep Ali on Herndon. Actually, I'm going to put Ali on O'Neal because he's a little bit more inside. Thomas on Herndon. Oh, they've buried their three-point shooter here at center. Yeah, tried to pull a fast one on me. Okay. Computer. You saw there was a little, I don't know if I'm going to get this fixed for the alpha, but there was a little weirdness just with initial download. You saw it said 756 remaining. That's, again, just a front-end thing. On initial page download, there's a whole system I need to get into place so that we're getting current stats and data right away. It's a weird little technical thing. Again, it's not impacting the front or the back end at all. It's all just display. Great. Okay, we got an offensive rebound, put it in. We're back up by 15. Let's try this wheel three, even though I'm up by 15. Oh, we're committing a lot of fouls right now. And I've dialed back my aggression. I don't know what's going on. Okay, they're pressing us. And they got a steal. Okay, they've cut it to 10. You know what? I called off the wheel three because I don't want to get too cute now. Okay, we're running. Motion's good if you need to burn a lot of clock as well. You can kind of like run through the motion. Great. Oh, and we drew a foul on them. Great. And look at that. We burned almost 30 seconds. Okay. Oh, I need to get man going again. Okay. Look at that. We're committing a lot of fouls this quarter. Yeah, there was a little animation bug. I'll look into that. I'll have to go back and watch this video. I think that's on free throws, defensive rebound. Great. Okay, my point guard, Thomas, just drew. Yeah, he hit a drive and he drew the foul. Okay. We're up by 16, a little over 3 minutes. I really think we should win this. Well, and we're committing a lot of fouls. We've committed 6 fouls this quarter. Okay, Little York just called a timeout. I need to make sure I have my best defenders in play. I'm going to get Bonner back in here now, even though he's completely gassed. And all of these guys down here are not good defenders. Gregory's a good defender, but he's gassed. I'm going to rest him a little more. Yeah, I'm pretty winded right now. Or my team is, not me personally. Okay, let's take a look at this. So Largefoot is a good athlete. McBurns is a good shooter. I'm going to get DeGroot up on Largefoot. Keep Thomas on Herndon. Bonner and Spielman is fine. And who do I want? I mean, these guys are both good shooters. Yikes. I don't have very good outside defenders. See, they're creating matchup problems for me right now. Yeah, I didn't really think defensively when I set this lineup. I'm going man defense, though. I'm kind of just dealing with what I got, though, too. I've got some fatigued players. Okay, we're up by 11. Okay, running the motion. One thing I haven't coded in here are game situation logic. Like, they should be following us pretty soon if they're still in it. Even though they're down by 11, yeah, they're in it. I'll be honest, I don't have that in here yet. That's going to be after the alpha. Again, trying to get to product market fit with the core gameplay loop first. And then we'll fine-tune all of this other stuff. Okay, great. We caused a turnover. So like here, they should be following us, but not put in. That's not coded in yet. And again, that's all coded into the game engine, but it's not synced to the front end. And so I have to introduce these game engine features as we get them properly synced to the front end. It's been a journey. But for those of you who played what I had on mobile a few years ago, we had that whole feature in there, right, where they'd follow when they needed to. And so here, Morristown should just be running out the clock now, up by 13, but they're not. There'll be one more turn, and then end of quarter animation is not perfect. Yeah, they hit a 3 at the end. Good for them. It's McBurns. He can shoot it. So you can't see it right now. There's copy here saying simulating computer games. So we'll just let those simulate real quick, and then I'm going to check out the box score, and then we should call it a video. Oh, it took me back here already. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I won that game by 12, 76-64, and got some fun little features in here if you want to take a look at it. You can kind of see all game box scores here. So, like, for example, I'm going to be playing Xavier next. So let's take a look at they beat Ocean City 56-51. And I can come here and take a look at their team stats and see they're running everything through Darnell Love and Scott Swenson. So I would want to go in and kind of research them a little bit. You can also just look at stats. So we track stats. So there are team stats. So you can kind of see field goal percentage-wise. Morristown had the top field goal percentage through the first round of the tournament. You can do all clicking and sorting with the headers here. So, like, for example, Four Corners made 9 3-pointers. Us and Bentley Truman each made 8. Who's got the best screen rate? Who's screening the best? Four Corners is, all types of stuff. And then you have individual leaders for the tournament down here, too. And all this is in franchise mode for seasons. So you can kind of see I've got 2 players in the top 10 for points, Nelson and Hawkins. And actually who I'm going to be playing against, Xavier, and they also have 2 with Swenson and Love. 3-pointers, 2 guys up here, rebounds, kind of see all these different stats that are tracked. We need to dial up blocks significantly. Yeah, and then you can take a look at your team here and you kind of see all your team stats. So if you want to do sorting, who had the most field goal attempts? I had 3 guys who each shot 9 field goals: Hawkins, Nelson, and Castor. Points, rebounds, offensive, total, defensive. Again, you can have a lot of fun with this, and then you can do the same sort of sort and research on your opponent, and then start to develop your game plan. And then if we take a look at Xavier, here are their team measures, and then we can also see the plays that they ran last game and what was the success rate, and then these are sorted by most used. All kinds of fun stuff you can do with this. Okay, that's it for this video. Going to be back again on Sunday with a more detailed update ahead of the alpha, but we're tracking well. It's all systems go, and unless we get a really unforeseen catastrophe of some type, you all will be getting an email next Wednesday to start to play the alpha. So again, GOB alpha in the description below if you want to register your email. And if you've watched the video this far, I would really appreciate a like and a subscription to the channel if you could be so kind. Again, as always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this, and I look forward to chatting again in a few days. Bye-bye.